So here is what we basically do. The first most important thing for us is we need to have a login trial. Okay. So how this is going to work is I'm going to give you a link, right? And that link you can use to sign up and create your own trial account of powerapps. It will give you a free trial of 1 month, right? Okay. And then you will be able to access all of the features of the Power Apps and will be able to create anything. I mean, even Power Automate flows, which is paid, all the services which are paid also, you will be able to do it in a trial. So we'll start with creating one. Okay. So after you put in your email, personal email, you can set up an account. I want you to see this process because this is something which you will do every month, right? Because the trial expires every month. Location, see, location is important for you because whatever location you put, right, you will get that location currency and everything. So, because we have currency in our systems, currency will be used if you have um, any financial data stored. So that's why you put India here if you're Indian. You put in your phone number and then go next. You will put in your information like your name, your phone number, your country, your company name, anything. You can put anything in the company name. It's not relevant uh, until unless you are buying for your own company. It's a trial, so you can put anything. Select the people size and then select the country. I'm selecting India because there is currency population as I told you for financial data. So we'll go next. It asks me to verify that my phone number is correct one. And then I send the code to my phone. You'll get a OTP that you log in. Now this is your username, Sapna. So like username at the rate your company name dot on Microsoft.com as this is a trial. You can when you do your own environment setup, this will be your company name if you're buying up actual subscription of Power Apps. Now I'll put in password. We save this password. Now it will create our account, right? I would recommend you also do a trial today after the session so that you will have it for a month because what if your old trial expires in 20 days? Then you will have to migrate all of your things. That will be an happen. So I will. These are the information you have to put in. So, um, so now trial will create. You will put in your PAN. Okay, I will put in my PAN. You have to put in our PAN card details here. And then go click on next. I'm not gonna show you the PAN detail because uh, we are recording. So now once you have done that, after just putting in PAN detail, this will open. Okay. Will we emailed your confirmation. Okay. Manage subscription here and then start using our premium plan. Okay. Click on this. It will take you to the admin center. Everything will pop up for you, so you don't have. We will be working in. This is your user. Yeah. You can create a new one because as I said, it will be 1 month, right? So your yes, yes. So even if it expires in 25 days, we are doing this for 1 month, right? This session. We are doing it only on Saturday, Sunday, so that's why we have to have a trial which is more than one, at least 1 month. So once we are here, right? Let's start with very basic things. Just cut. This is not important. This is your default environment link. Okay. On the right hand side, you will see environments. Environments are basically nothing but it is suppose it's a place where only whatever you define remains and it is not shared with. So, imagine it's a country. Okay. So you are in India. Anything which is in India will always be in India, right? Any physical asset I'm saying, like a land. So Indian land will always be in India. So if assume that this is India is an environment. Then you have USA. So there are multiple environments. You can have things inside them, and that will only be relevant to that environment. It will not be shared. Okay. So any land of India can't be US land, right? Because it's a different country. So same way, anything inside AVU software default is going to be always inside, not outside. We have a tendency that we have multiple environments in every project we're going to work in future. So it's like you have a dev environment. Here you will see dev, then you will see one more environment called UAT, then you will see prod. So like that we have an environment. That's how we differentiate our development from the actual production environment. Now, on the left hand side, there is this home tab. This is the home tab, which is, anyways, we'll come to this later again. We will create a new environment first of all for our development. You go to settings, okay, then admin center. It will open up Power Platform admin. Click on get started. Loading everything. We will go to environments. As I said, we can have multiple environments, so we will create one for ourselves. New environment has been successfully created, the one which we just saw. Because Microsoft also creates the environment for us. This is the default environment. Every trial or every Power Apps license you buy, uh, environment license, I mean tenant license, you will get a default environment. So this is always going to be there, even in your client's place also. Click on new, put in the name. I'm putting in trial. Okay. Select the type. Sandbox is your dev environments mostly. Okay. Any actual dev environments for your clients would be sandbox. And then production will be production. Trial will be trial and trial subscription based. And then developer. Developer is something. Yeah. So now you're asking something. What is? You will be doing development. Coding जहाँ पर होगी ना, वो आपका एनवायरनमेंट सैंडबॉक्स होना चाहिए हरदम. ठीक है. क्योंकि yeah, if you are doing anything for your client also, they will have a sandbox environment. Okay. That is going to be the development environment. वहाँ आप सिर्फ काम करोगे और फिर प्रोडक्शन होता है जो एक्चुअल यूजर्स यूज करेंगे. ओके. एंड क्लाइंट. I mean, suppose I am a company, right? I am a, imagine I have a sales company. Okay. मैं कुछ टाइप की सेल्स करता हूँ. ठीक है. I have a production environment which has my sales. Okay. In sales, you store information of clients. You store information that did we do a follow up with them, did we contact them. So those informations will be in your production, and that is your actual client environment. ठीक है. वहाँ आपके असली क्लाइंट्स के रिकॉर्ड्स हैं. वहाँ आपके असली क्लाइंट इन्फॉर्मेशन है. आपने वहाँ असली लोग बैठा रखे हैं. जैसे आपकी कंपनी में 10 लोग काम करते हैं, वो 10 लोग आपका प्रोडक्शन यूज कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. मैं उनसे बोल रहा हूँ कि गाइस प्लीज फॉलो अप विद देम, फॉलो अप विद आवर क्लाइंट. ओके. सो वो क्या करते हैं, वो डायनेमिक्स में पावर एप्स में देखते हैं कि भाई मैंने फॉलो अप कर लिया, मैंने ये काम कर लिया, तो उनके काम भी उसमें नोट होते हैं. तो जो भी असली डाटा है आपकी कंपनी से रिलेटेड, स्टोर्ड इन योर प्रोडक्ट. तो वो हम ज़्यादातर छूते नहीं, उसमें आपको रिकॉर्ड नहीं बनाने दिया जाता, ठीक है, वो सिर्फ क्लाइंट के लिए है, उसमें आपको कोई डाटा एंट्री नहीं करने दी जाती, ठीक है। सो वी विल डू ट्रायल सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड। मैं आपको बताऊँ, सब सैंडबॉक्स बता दिया, प्रोडक्शन बता दिया, डेवलपर एनवायरनमेंट मतलब फॉर डेवलपर्स। अगर आप डेवलपर हैं तो आप ले सकते हैं, उसमें आपको 3 महीने का एक्स्ट्रा मिलता है अगर आप ट्रायल कर रहे हैं, यू विल गेट 3 मंथ एक्स्ट्रा सब्सक्रिप्शन इफ यू आर डूइंग developer account from not from here. There is also a separate process for a developer account. Anyways, it is not relevant for us right now. Trial is just trial, and trial subscription based is you have to buy things to get trial. I mean, in trial you can do subscription, मतलब buying basically, recurring buying. You will do subscription based on that. Will these are the basic things every time you start whenever you are doing a setup of an environment. Then you will see language, you have to select whatever language you want to work in. You will select niche. Currency you can select for your environment. Defaultly, as we have chosen India, right? It is INR. I'll leave it INR. Security group, you have to have one security group. So security groups will come to later. Okay, security groups, for now you just understand that uh, you need, so there are roles, right? In real world, like I have a manager, I have a very junior resource who is working under a manager's. So, what is my role? Assume I'm a manager and I have 3 people working for me. So, I am a manager. I have a role that I have to have knowledge of what these people who are working under me are doing. So, for those informations, for these kind of activities, we have security groups or roles. We will select none from here and click on done. And then we'll do enable dynamic 365 apps, and then we'll do all enterprise applications. Okay, so that you will, there will be by default apps created for you in powerapps, so that you can have a look around of what actually things are, like sales app, marketing app, customer service. Yes, then we'll save. So now it is creating it. Okay, pending preparing है, so it will be maybe a minute, ready to use. Go to refresh. You will get a pop-up in your green that the environment is ready to use. Now what I'll do is I'll go back to my Mac Power Apps website window which I opened originally. I will click on Control. We'll click here and do Inspect. Right click and Inspect, and then right click on, or maybe let's do this. Press Control F5. Control F5 for a hard refresh. It removes the cache from your memory, loads a fresh window, so that you will see this environment. If I click on environments, you can see, oh, it's going to train. Anyways, no problem. So this is our environment which we just created. I misspelled it. I was intended to write trial. Mhm. So now if you go here to the environments, you can click here and then click on open also, and it will do the same thing. Okay. Sometimes what happens is you don't see your environments in the list. What you see in the environments area. So what you do is click here, click on open. It opens up your actual environment in the apps inside. Now, these are the list of apps come pre-built as we selected all enterprise applications I want to get. Okay, so you can see, you might have heard of, where is it? Sales. So this is a sales application. It has opportunity, lead, orders, invoices, these types of things already created from Microsoft, and you have to have license to use it in real world. But as this is a trial, we can use it for 1 month for free. We'll close this now. So now we are in the environment. Okay. So for our basic things, We have set up everything. Okay, we will have a new environment where we will do our development. Now, on the left hand side, we have a home button. Here you can have a brief overview of what the environment is, what Power Apps is, and you can learn about it more on clicking on See All. You will see all our apps for the environment here. You can create an app from here, but we'll go to create. Okay, and again, create means create an app. There is a lot of things pre-built here. It will tell you what you want the app from originating from. So before doing anything, we'll just go through the left hand navigation to understand what everything is. So on create, you can create an app. On learn, you'll be able to go and learn in the resources area. Okay. And then on apps, you will see all your apps which are in the current environment. As I said, environment is an area which you which is isolated, and anything inside this is just going to be here, not shared to any other environment. And then you go to tables. Tables are nothing but any data information you store in your system have to be in some sort of table. Like you have heard of Excel, right? Excel is also storing everything in terms of table, column and row information. So same way, assume that it is an Excel table. It has rows and columns. Columns are nothing but you define what type of data can be stored inside a particular column. Rows are nothing but you store data in a row. Any data which is stored like my name, my contact address, and everything else which I entered is stored in Microsoft's table as a row. Now we'll go to flows. You already know what flows are. Power Automate flows. This is the area where you will see all your Power Automate flows. But for the first time when you come here, you will see a pop-up. Welcome to Power Automate. Select your region. I'll select US, no problem. Get started. We will wait for a second. Now, we will be able to create Power Automate flows here. Okay. You can see a lot of things already here. These are all related to your apps, pre-built apps which we installed, their names and everything. Now we'll come to solution. Okay. So, what is solution? Solution is nothing but you see you have India. Na? India में so as I said, environment is India. India में you have a lot of land areas, right? Which are physical. So assume this as a land. So this is a solution. Solution means any type of app which you are creating has to have a solution of it. So and anything inside the app will be created inside the solution. Solution you can assume it as a package. So assume a package which has lot of components like what is your app name, what are the tables inside the app, how does the app look like. All the informations are going to be in your solution. Okay, everything will be clear once we go into actual topic. Okay, so you have a brief understanding of the UI, and in more there is a lot. So chatbot you can create, choices you can create, connections, data flows. We anyways this is data flows and all are anyways advanced topics. So we will not be covering them. But tables, flows, and chatbot anything is also advanced. AI models you can create, choice cards. Now if you want to go to Power Platform, uh, other Power Platform things like Power Pages, uh, in all of these things mentioned like Power BI and all this Power Automate, you can click here and go to them. Let's go to create to get an understanding of what actually we can do in Dynamo. What are the things we can do? If we scroll down, okay, or let's go on the top and we click on from blank. Okay. If you click on from blank, you will see three different types of apps you can create. In apps, we have something called Canvas app. We have something called blank app based on Dataverse. We call it model driven app. We have something called Power Pages, which was called Power Portals. Now it is called Power Pages. So basically website, and model driven app is basically a pre-built UI app which Microsoft will give you the UI for. You don't have to create any UI or anything. And then Canvas app basically is something which you have to create your own UI. So for these apps, I will tell you why we use which type. Canvas app, as you can create your own UI, you use it when you have custom type of UI you want to see. Suppose I have a app which I want in a particular way. I will use Canvas app. Also, one more advantage of Canvas app is you can have more than one data source. So data source is nothing but from where your data is coming and where is it going. Suppose my information, where is it getting stored? If I'm a user of the app, I have my email, login, password, all of those things. Anything related to me, where is it getting stored? So there is a lot of places like you might have heard of SQL, so database. You might have heard of Excel. Excel is also a database which you can use in a Canvas. You can also create Canvas app for basically any type of data source which is present here. And then blank app based on Dataverse, which is called model driven app. Model driven apps are used if you want to create a pre-built UI app without caring about UI. Everything will be given to you by default from Microsoft. What is Dataverse? Dataverse is a data storage area like SQL, like Excel, which Microsoft has created for us. So on the left hand side in the tables area which you see, right, any table which you see here is a Dataverse table. Okay, so any information which is stored in that table is stored in Dataverse. Dataverse is a storage area, basically SQL type of data management. Now we'll go to Power Pages and websites. Power Pages basically are a very simplified version of websites. These are not very good like traditional websites, but we use them because we are using Dataverse. Imagine suppose you are using Dataverse, you have tables here. So you have already data in your table. You have other Microsoft services which you are using like Power BI, like Azure Data Factory. So these things are where you are trying to create an ecosystem of everything. So instead of having a website built on React or any other framework which I use PHP to you create a website, you go for Power Pages website. This is not very scalable. We but we still use it because it integrates everything. It's a ecosystem. ठीक है? Suppose you have a Canvas app, right? You have a Dataverse app, Model app, and you have a portal also. Because everything will be in one place. Now you don't have to buy other subscription, so buy other website. This is like how the business people think, right? Why do you want a portal if you already can build a website? So there is less code you have to write, but still there is a lot of code which you have to write, and that is not a traditional language. You write jQuery and eQuery. These two are languages which are used here. In Canvas app, there is uh, we use a special language which we use in Excel also. In Excel formulas, you can put in custom code. That type of language we use here. Now we will close this. Okay. For us, basic understanding of how these things work, what are the terminologies in Dataverse. As I said, Dataverse is a data management system for Power Apps offered by Microsoft. You can see you can create app from Dataverse, create app for SharePoint. SharePoint again is a Microsoft offered data management system and file storage area. You can store files, you can store data. And then Excel again, as I said, Excel also is a data store. Now let me simplify it. I'll open up a Excel, blank Excel for you. So just give me a second to give you a brief of what is a table and what is a column, what is a row in Dataverse and in everywhere. So all of the systems have mostly, skill type systems have a terminology of tables. Okay, so let me write this as So we'll create what? Yeah, yeah. So see, yeah, yeah. So see, now this is how it looks like in actual, like in visualization. Anything in database looks like this. You have your table column, okay? You have your table rows. Okay. What type of data will be stored in the row of particular column is defined by the column type. Okay. Like, and the name. Okay. Suppose employee name. You know, what do you think employee name is? It's a character, no? A B C D E F. So you can maybe have a number, imagine. चलो number भी हो सकता है नाम. What if you are Elon Musk? है ना? You can have numbers in your name. Uh, So numbers are called integers, whole numbers, decimal number. ठीक है? These are the terminologies we have. Uh, So now name is name. So Vikrant. Okay. com. Suppose that email. This is my phone number. So as phone number, we have a type called phone number in the Power Apps. So this is going to be the phone number type. Again, email is also a type in Power Apps. We will have a email as a type. We have a string or text basically as a type. So now these are the column names which I created. Okay, and this is my row. Any data stored in a column, this is a column, right? इसमें first row में of this column I have my name. In this column, first row, it is Vikrant's email. Same in phone number, we have Vikrant's phone number. So this is how it looks like if you visualize the data, but in Excel, right? Because you are familiar with Excel, that's why I'm showing here. All of us are familiar with Excel nowadays, how the tables are and what is row and what is column. So in the similar way, this is going to be a text type of column. This is going to be email type of column. This is going to be a phone number type of column. So columns के type होते हैं, right? So that you can only store a specific type of data. What if, see, imagine if you don't have types, what can happen is somebody can write this in an email. Do you think it's a valid email? No, right? So it should not store this type of data. Again, phone number can't be alphabets. All of the alphabets. I mean, there can be alphabets, not all. So all of these things, any validation, these are called validation that these things cannot happen. So those validations are already taken care of by Microsoft. Okay. So again, text can be always text, anything in the name. So these are the types, basic types which I just showed you and how the data looks like. Now let's go to creating a understanding what is a table and creating solution first of all. So we will go to a solution. As I said, every app and its components will have a solution. Okay. When you click on for that, no, let's go to solution. I'll explain this. ठीक है, solution का नाम होना चाहिए. First of all, what type of app you are. Imagine we are doing a imaginary app called Payslip Management System. Payslip Management. Now, this is our app. Okay. I'm naming the solution the same name. You name solution almost similar. Okay. आपका जो app name होगा उसी से similar you have to have your solution name also. This is the display name. This is the schema name. And now schema name वो होता है जो actually Microsoft store करेगा अपने database कि क्या है, because databases should have a unique identifier for every row they store. So it will be stored as a row, all the information related to you. Now, what is a publisher? पब्लिशर मतलब आपकी कंपनी का नाम. If you're creating this product for suppose AVU software, you will have to have a publisher called AVU software. Click on publisher, you see CDS and default publisher. CDS and default publisher are default publishers from Microsoft. Microsoft gives you these, you can use them, but for us, as we are learning, we will learn about creating a publisher. So, we'll create a publisher AVU solution software. Okay, go down. This is a display name. I want to keep the name also same. Now, prefix. See, the reason why we create solutions with uh, different publishers is that any component, right? See, in the real world, you have so many components. You have so many apps in one environment. Okay, so for what do you think? How will you identify कि भैया मेरा ये ऐप का जो ये component है किस solution से है, किस cause के लिए बना है? ठीक है? That is where prefix comes into hand. Let me show you this. If you see in the below, right, it's called underscore object. ठीक है? Means, let me just do this. Prefix I'll write AVU. You will see some changes. AVU underscore object. Suppose आपने एक टेबल बनाया, ठीक है? टेबल का नाम है ऑब्जेक्ट, ठीक है? So उसके आगे AVU लग जाएगा. It will have a prefix of something called AVU. That prefix will define that where the solution is, what is the solution name. Okay, all of these things can be identified and where this component is coming from. If you have a big, if you have hundreds of tables, I will tell you. You save it. Okay, I've written. Now you will close it. You will go here. You will see AVU solution. You will select it, and we'll keep this version as same. No problem. Click on create. You will take time to get used to this UI, but now what I'm doing is I'm right clicking on the tab and then duplicating the tab. Just keep two tabs for myself, and I'll close everything else which is open. You only have two things here, these two tabs. Now, now I so on the first tab I will show you something. If you go to tables, right, you can see that if you go to all tables, let load first. And so click on upload action. We'll click on all tables. CUI is. So click on all. So by the way, as you just saw that this UI will behave in its own way sometimes. I was just being here and whenever I clicked on all, this was doing some loading and it shifted everything below and I was clicking here, but as this page went down, it was clicking on this. So all of these things you will observe. So it's very important that wait for the pages to load because you might mess up something. So if you go to all tables, I will tell you this. See this table? This is the table name. As I showed you in the Excel, right? Excel में table था, जो table बनाया था हमने. The table has some name. Imagine that was called employee details table. ठीक है? Because it has employee information like email, phone number, and name of the employee. So यहाँ पर आएगा employee details table or just employee details. So this is table name. If you go to the name again, this is table. This is called name. Name is something which is called schema name. Okay. How does Microsoft store it? How does if you want to use this in code, how do you use it? So this is where the underscore wala things comes. You saw, right? मैं open up a notepad for you. So you saw, right? It was AVU underscore object. है ना? So the reason why we have solutions, so if you go here, you will see कि why tables, there are a lot of tables. See, keep on scrolling. Scroll bar देखो कहाँ है? How up the scroll bar is, how what is the bottom? It is never ending. So in like that only you will have in your actual work environment, you will have so many apps. How will you think? Do you think you will go to, and also at the same time in solutions if you go there is a lot of solutions. ठीक है? Sometimes what happens is, as I said, we have to name our solutions similar to our app. क्या होता है कुछ डेवलपर ऐसा नहीं करते. That is where the problem comes in. Suppose this is called something test solution or some solution. You have 10 solutions like this. Do you think we will open every solution and we'll see the app name and everything? No, right? So if you go to tables, in recommended will be in recommended only because all is. So you will see table and then schema name. This is how you identify कि भैया for which type of project. Suppose your projects could also have a different name. Suppose your project is for a sales app. Okay? And then you have to write sales underscore uh, some object underscore object for your new publisher, because that is only for sales. Any app, anything which you create is inside that solution for sales. So your name should be SAL underscore your table name. If I go to all, I'll show you. See, MSDYN. Anything which has MSDYN is from Microsoft Direct. MSDYN underscore. So this is their publisher. Okay? That is how publisher come into the picture, and that's why publishers are important. Once we have created our solution, right, we will see there are types of solution also, but we'll come to that later. I don't want you to be confused and okay, type भी होता है, type क्या होता है, and all of those things. If you create a solution, this is how it is going to look like. Solution आप देखोगे, there is on the left hand side it says all apps, cards, chatbot, cloud flows, which is Power Automate flows, and then tables. ठीक है, this is the basic UI you will get. Now apps में जाओगे तो आपको कुछ भी नहीं है, because there is nothing, anyways there is nothing in the solution, so you see all is zero. In apps you should see apps, in cards you should see cards. Cards is, anyways we will not talk about it, chatbot will not talk about it, because these are separate topics and these are very complex in themselves only. Then cloud flows, again Power Automate flows, and then tables में आपको tables है. Now as I said, we are going to create a normal app called payslip management. In payslip management system, we will have tables so that we will be storing data of our user. Click on new. If you go to all or anything, click on new, you see a lot of things. In more, if I go now, there is something here. Then others also has another. If you, these are, I think, never ending things. You have to explore them. There is a lot, but we'll cover most of the basic ones which we use daily. Okay. So we'll go in apps. You can see Canvas app आ रहा है, फिर से model driven आ रहा है, page आ रहा है. Page means portal, power page. So website basic. This is Canvas app which I just explained, model driven app which has pre-built UI. Again in automation आप जाओगे, cloud flows आएगा, instant flows, types of cloud flows आएंगे, custom connector आएगा जो कि बहुत एक अलग topic है. Then desktop flows, again it is a different topic. This is a niche in themselves. And then in processes you go, action आएगा, business process flow आएगा, workflow आएगा. Three we will cover and this we will cover. Then in dashboard, we'll create a normal dashboard for you. Not using Power BI because Power BI again आप जानते हो. Power BI is, people do basically jobs on Power BI only. So वो पूरा एक अलग ही thing है. So business of itself. Then in report again there is something called SSRS report. कि भैया report मतलब होता है basically summary of all the things which is there in your system in a chart format. ठीक है? Similar to Power BI embedded dashboard. Again rules, there is a lot. Then in security we have security role, as I said in the beginning only. Manager है, manager के अंदर चार पांच लोग हैं, right? Manager is a type of role, it's not a person, right? Manager is a role to whom some people report to, and all of the information of those people who are reporting to the manager needs to have access to it. So ऐसे type of things we will define here. In tables you have table, and then in choices we'll come to choices. Choices is basically a type of column. Okay. Then component libraries will not cover. anything which you see here is very complex. Web resources, again, you were asking about JavaScript and C Sharp, right? So JavaScript होता है ना, we call them web resources. So वो अलग topic है पूरा itself में. And then in others you have so many more. So this is never ending, uh, for us, for me also, for you also. You can see a new item every month here. Okay, card is one of them. Card was not there. Card is a very new added feature to Microsoft Power Apps. Now, basic understanding आ गई हमको कि भैया UI क्या होता है. Click on new to add new things. Click on add existing to add anything which is already there in the environment. ठीक है. In environment, as I said, you go here to tables, all tables or any type of table, you will see so many tables are there. So, but मुझे क्या है कि भैया मेरे को ऐप बनाना है with using these tables. I don't have to always create my own tables, right? Suppose भैया table बनाए, you have 4 developers, ठीक है? 4 developers are working, and you are the fourth developer who came to the company. For you, there were 3 people. And now what you have to do is you have to use one of their tables to create your app. तो आप उसका टेबल तो यहाँ से भी आप बना नहीं सकते ना. You can't create exact copy of his or her table. So you will click on add existing and you'll go to tables and click here. You will see all the existing tables. ठीक है, जो भी पहले से click on add, click on table you want to add and then click on next and then do it. Anyways, we'll cover all of this. That's for future topics. See, publish means anything which you have done in your environment, right? Even for you also, you won't see the changes sometimes, okay, that you have done. So for that, anything which you change has to have publish all customizations. Or what happens is anything which you're adding ना, जैसे आप देख रहे हो ना, ऐप के लिए भी एक publish button होता है. आप ऐप select करोगे, suppose you have an app here, in the top you'll have a publish button here. Will come up, we'll go to that topic, so then it will come up. So for anything to reflect in the app or component of the app which you change, actually you have to do publish or publish all. Publish all मतलब जो भी है पूरे environment में सब publish होता है भाई. You click publish all, the whole environment is published, not the solution. Okay. But if you select a component, suppose एक app है, उसमें app को select किया और publish किया तो वो सिर्फ app publish होगा. ठीक है. Now let's see very basic thing कि भाई हम लोग क्या cover करने वाले हैं. ठीक है. और there is one more very important thing for you is this UI which I'm showing right now changes every 6 months. Okay. You have to be on top of it. Not me, not anybody else can teach you this. कि आपको basic understanding if you get right, after that you have to come back and explore it every 6 months. क्या होता है ना, this UI from the day I started working till now, okay, when I started working we used to work in classic UI. Okay, old UI था. ठीक है, अभी new UI. All the components are getting added, new features. You saw here, right? On top thing which you see now, it was never there. It got added 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Okay.
Recently, they have updated because previously I was doing a signature, but the columns are not showing.
Yes.
Black label, create a sign was not showing.
Yes. So a lot of things will get added. ठीक है, क्या हो रहा है ना कि they are migrating from classic. So if you see here, still switch to classic button is there. One day this will disappear. The day when disappears is जो सारी चीजें classic से shift हो जाएंगी new पे. So everything will get shifted and new things will also get added. ठीक है. So keep in touch with this system. Okay. Have a go every 6 months. क्योंकि 6 months क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? क्योंकि Microsoft release waves आती है. Power platform release waves are there every 6 months. So you should attend that wave or just see a video of भैया new update में क्या आया. ठीक है. So just for you to know that okay we have to have a understanding कि भैया 6 महीने बाद change होता है.
We are also in the links of the Microsoft. There's a very nice way for
जी.
our or there's a so we are also taking this.
Yeah. So now देखो हम क्या करने वाले हैं. So हमारा प्रोजेक्ट जो आप बोल रहे थे, राइट, यू वांट अ प्रोजेक्ट साइड काइंड ऑफ थिंग. ठीक है. तो द थिंग विच आई थॉट ऑफ इज लेट्स क्रिएट अ पेस्लिप मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम. और जब आप कोड वाला कोर्स करोगे ना, अगर आप मुझसे करोगे या किसी से भी करोगे तो भी आपको ये बहुत हेल्प करेगा क्योंकि आप इसमें कोड वाली चीज भी इंटीग्रेट करना. सो Now, but by the way, I haven't given this to anyone. This app, I mean this, because ये कंपनी के लिए जब मैं ट्रेन करता हूँ तो कंपनी का ऑलरेडी ऐप है भाई, ठीक है। वो यूज करूंगा तो फिर मेरे पे केस हो सकता है अगर बाहर बात निकल गई थी, है ना। तो आई डोंट यूज देयर ऐप, ठीक है, टू बी फ्रैंक। तो अभी हम लोग क्या बनाएंगे, एम्प्लॉय मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम। अज्यूम करो एम्प्लॉय मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम में क्या क्या होता, ठीक है। यू हैव, आई विल क्रिएट, आई राइट हियर कि भैया क्या क्या होना चाहिए एम्प्लॉय, आई मीन सॉरी, पे स्लिप मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम बनाएंगे। पे स्लिप मैनेजमेंट में क्या क्या होता है कि आपको पे स्लिप होनी चाहिए, आपका यूजर होना चाहिए, आपका एम्प्लॉय डिटेल होना चाहिए, ऐसी चीजें होनी चाहिए, है ना। तो हम क्या होगा, फर्स्ट टेबल बनाएंगे। मैं यहाँ टेबल्स का नाम लिख रहा हूँ, आई एम राइटिंग टेबल नेम्स हियर, ठीक है। व्हाट टेबल्स वी वुड रिक्वायर, so that you can map your head around why, how everything works, okay। एम्प्लॉई, ठीक है, ये एक टेबल का नाम हो गया, ठीक है। पेरोल डिटेल, पेरोल क्या है उस बंदे का, एम्प्लॉय का, है ना। अब उस बंदे की क्या होता है, यू टेक लीव्स, राइट। सो देयर इज अ पे कट फॉर योर लीव, सो अटेंडेंस भी इंपॉर्टेंट है। अटेंडेंस का एक टेबल हो, these things, then pay slips you generate for people, so your pay slip table is there. Then there is a table from Microsoft by default called users, but we will create our own user, or let's use their own. Okay, let's use Microsoft ka user table. Microsoft, see, let me before that I'll tell you what is a user table. See, my name is Vikrant Upadhyay, right? This is my email, so I am also a user of Microsoft, है ना। तो मेरा को दिखाता हूँ, go to table, ठीक है, Azure AD user, slow, my name is here, you can see, right, no?
Yeah, I think.
So ये मेरा नाम है, I am a user of system, but my name is here, which means any user of powerapps, their data is also stored in a table. So this is the table by, okay, Azure AD user. So as I said कि भाई हमारे पास होने वाला है mapping, right, we will do mapping of user कि I am an employee, so I am also Power Apps user, where is my data stored, all of those things we will do. So users, okay, and this is the basic infrastructure कि भाई हमारे tables क्या होने वाले हैं और कैसे relationship होगी, क्या होगा। One employee will have one payroll detail, will have attendance records, more than one attendance, okay, and then pay slips he will have multiple. Every month you have to generate a new pay slip, and then users are there anyway. Users can have so this is basically employee details type, ठीक है, एम्प्लॉय का डिटेल क्या है, नाम, बट यूजर्स हैं CRM यूजर्स, पावर ऐप यूजर्स, these two should be linked, employee and users. So this is our basic funda. Let's create our first table. Go to tables, create new table, ठीक है। Now I said the name is going to be employee, ठीक है। Click on show advanced, ठीक है। I want you to see these things because these things are very important, ठीक है। आई विल टेल यू व्हाट बेसिक थिंग्स वी एक्चुअली यूज इन द रियल वर्ल्ड। एम्प्लॉय टेबल हो गया, ठीक है। प्लूरल नेम इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी ऑटो पॉपुलेटेड। इफ यू गो टू प्राइमरी कॉलम, प्राइमरी कॉलम क्या होता है, इफ आई ओपन दिस, राइट, एम्प्लॉय नेम, अगर मेरा एम्प्लॉय टेबल है तो एम्प्लॉय नेम मेरा प्राइमरी कॉलम होना चाहिए कि भाई मेरा मेन कॉलम क्या है। हाउ डू यू सी अ एम्प्लॉय, एम्प्लॉय को एम्प्लॉय नेम से लिखा जाता है ना। तो दिस इज अ नेम, सो वी कैन मेक इट एम्प्लॉय नेम और समथिंग, एम्प्लॉय नेम। यू कैन शो एडवांस, यू विल सी कि इसमें मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स कितने हो सकते हैं, ठीक है। इसका मेजरमेंट आपको देगा। सो यू कैन स्टोर 100, लेट्स मेक इट 1000, क्या पता किसी का नाम थोड़ा बड़ा। ओके, गो टू प्रॉपर्टीज। इन एनेबल अटैचमेंट मतलब इसमें आप अटैचमेंट लगा सकते हो, फाइल लगा सकते हो, नोट्स लगा सकते हो। नोट्स मीन्स एनी नोट, नॉर्मल नोट जो होता है वो। देन टाइप ऑफ टेबल, स्टैंडर्ड, virtual, anyway this is not at all important for you. Always click on standard and go. ठीक है। रिकॉर्ड ओनरशिप क्या होना चाहिए? यूजर और टीम, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं चाहिए हमको। हु आर द पीपल हु कैन ओन द रिकॉर्ड? रिकॉर्ड मतलब रो। कौन लोग इस रो को ओन कर सकते हैं? मैं अगर एक रिकॉर्ड बनाऊंगा और रो बनाऊंगा एक्सेल में, तो वो मेरी रो है, तो यूजर। ठीक है। मेरी एक टीम है, उस टीम की भी रो हो सकती है। ओके। नाउ वी विल गो टू ऑडिट चेंजेस टू डाटा। ठीक है। इसको अगर आप चेक करोगे, इफ यू चेक दिस, एनी चेंजेस विच यू डू टू अ रो विल बी ट्रैक्ड। किसने चेंज किया, हु चेंज्ड इट, व्हेन डिड दे चेंज इट, all of those information will be available for you. Okay. Now these things which we do basically all the time, anything else, see, can be taken offline means कि this table, sometimes what happens is the apps which you create, people will ask you भाई मेरे को offline access भी चाहिए, I don't just want this app to work online. What if I don't have internet for 10 minutes and I have entered some data? It will be lost. I'm creating, suppose, a table information. उस row में I have entered, in the row I have entered around 10 fields. And if I close the app, or my internet is lost, everything will be lost. So I don't want that. So if you want an app to be taken offline, click on it. Uh, quick create, I think we'll take it. I'll let you know what quick create is. Audit changes also I'll check, so that before that I'll tell you one more thing. Audit changes we have checked, everything else is not very important. Then now you can define a color of this table also. So we will click, we'll add include attachment also, so that you know. So we'll save it. These are the basic things which we do need to know about each table and all. Now if I, so now this is our table area. Okay. As you already know what is a table, we'll create directly a column for that. By default, Microsoft will create a lot of columns for you. Okay. These columns are default columns, come with table itself. There is again forms, views, charts, dashboards, column relationship, keys, business rules, commands. All of these things are very complex and are a lot. So we will cover them each one by one. For that, we will create our basic table. So with table, we need to have some columns. Employee name to ho gaya. Now what do you think there is detail should? We should have a unique email ID, unique employee ID, right? You are in an organization, you have employee, so हम लोग employee ID लेंगे, employee ID. Then, as I said already, that data types होते हैं. There are types of columns. So in data types, you can specify what type of column it is. Click on this. Click on this. There is a lot. Text है, number है, date time है, lookup है, choice है, currency, auto number, file also you can store, formula also. Formula anything again is a new thing, so we will not at all cover this. We don't need to, because it's in preview. Okay. Now text is of three types. Okay. Text में you can have normal plain text, text area. Plain text means 1000 characters. 100 characters they give you by default. Text area is still 4000. Rich text area is again 4000 with bold कर सकते हो. You can do your text bold. You can make colors to the text. All of those things. Okay. Emails again is email, as I showed in the Excel. Key, there is a type called email. Only @com should be there always, or it will show you a phone number, ticker symbol, URL, URL. Uh, Again, then rich text also good. Same with same with numbers, whole number, decimal, float, point वाले numbers called float and decimal. Language code, duration मतलब time, language code मतलब language का कोई code होता है जो ये इंडिया का कोई अगर चाहे हिंदी, चाहे इंडिया हिंदी है तो उसका एक कोड होगा. टाइम जोन अगेन, विच टाइम जोन यू आर, ड्यूरेशन मतलब 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, minutes, all of those things. Date time again is date and time and date only. You have date. If you store a date, you want to store some time. Give me today at 10 a.m. Today is 2nd 9 2023 at 10 a.m. We have done something. So 10 that will store. If you just want to store date, then again date will be stored, not lookup. Lookup means basically a relationship between two tables is called a lookup. कि जैसे as I said, employee will have a payroll detail. Every employee will have one payroll detail, है ना? So you have to have a lookup to payroll. Relate that employee to payroll. So both table के बीच में relationship बनाने के लिए we use customer means account and contact. ठीक है? एक table है account, एक table है contact. By default in CRM there are two tables called account and contact. Those are, if you want to relate to them, this is the relationship. Choices again. Choices means suppose you have a drop down. Sometimes क्या होता है? You have a website where you log in and they want you to select your languages, right? So those languages is a drop down. English, Hindi, Telugu, Marathi, जो भी language है, you get it in a drop down. Drop down is called choice. Okay. In choice, we also have something called yes, no. Yes, no means true, false. Are you uh, are you physically handicapped? का आंसर होना चाहिए yes या no. बोलोगे yes तो yes, no then no. Currency again is money. So anything related to money if you are storing, right? What is the amount he or her, he or she is getting stored here. Then auto number is a automatically increasing number. Okay. This is mostly used if you want to store create an employee ID. This is what we will use. Then files again, what type of file you can store? You can store a directly a image or any type of file, not exe. Executable files are not. We'll click on auto number as we want this to be auto number. Now, auto number will be like starting value will be like seed value means starting value. Starting value कहाँ से होनी चाहिए? मेरे हिसाब से तो भाई 1 से होनी चाहिए, है ना? My first employee. But uh, what do you think? We should we add a prefix or not? Suppose I want to add a E1. ठीक है? ये मेरा employee होगा. मैं if I want to just make it E1, so I'll do this. Make it one minimum number of digits. If I make it one, it will have E1. But I will make it 4 only. This is my employee ID generation. This is how it will look like. My first employee will have this in, and the second one will have this, third one will have this, and so on. Go to advanced. See the maximum characters here, right? Schema name is here. Maximum character means as I said, how many maximum character uh, string will have this data which will enter inside will have. Now, email column security again we'll come to this later. Sortable, can someone can sort it this column or not. Again, then let's save it. Okay. Employee ID is already there. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. See, for every table, there is a column called ID, whatever the table name ID. So my table name is employee ID. So I can't have an employee ID column because Microsoft is using to give each record a unique ID. So what I'll do is employee employee number. Okay, we'll do employee number. I will explain you that ID also in a short while. So employee ID we have created. We will now create one more column called name is already there. Employee name. We will write position. Now I'll show you choice. Go to here. Type. Click on choice. Click on choice again. Simple choice. Simple behavior. Calculated choice. We will come to that later. Do you want this field when somebody is entering the data inside? Do you want this field to be required? Do you have to put in data, or you should put in data, or It's your wish. So it means, as I said, you have to put in data means business required. I mean business required. Okay? And you should put in data means please put in data. Is business recommended that we recommend that you put data inside. Optional means it's your wish. Okay. Now click on new choices as we will create our own. Choices means drop down. We'll create a new drop down. क्या होना चाहिए? Position होना चाहिए. We will put three or four positions or two positions. First position is man manager. Suppose you are a manager in our company. So you are going to have a manager position or manager. My position is intern. Okay. Then again one more position is CEO. Okay. That's it. These values are automatically populated. We don't have to care about them. Uh, then save them. Good choice. Now we'll wait for a while here. Okay. Because it's loading it from the database, so it's okay. Now we will go scroll down. We'll search for our position, which PO position. Okay. Position we'll select. Default value should be none because you don't want somebody to have a value by default. वही क्या पता मैनेजर को रख दिया तो everybody is a manager who gets created for the first. So we'll create null. Save it. Now we have saved this detail. Click on new. Again one more column. Date of joining. Of type. Time is anyways not relevant for us. ठीक है. Scroll down. In the time zone. Okay. This is very important. देखो user local क्या होता है? This is very important and this has caused a lot of issues for all of clients I have worked for. User local means anything which you enter, it will be your local time. In system, when you are doing some code now, system will convert it to UTC, Universal Time Zone. So UTC में convert करेगा and that will cause problem. And then date only is also not good to have. What we should do is we should always make time zone independent. Whatever value you put is not dependent on time zone. क्या मैं इंडिया में हूँ? If I put user local, someone and this database is registered in US, वो US के टाइम में कन्वर्ट करेगा. That is gonna be problem. So what I want is भाई मेरा कहीं भी business हो and anywhere from the world my users are, I want them to be able to have that exact details. जो enter करे वही चाहिए मुझे. तो टाइम जोन इंडिपेंडेंट सेलेक्ट करके next new position is there. Now contact details. चलो ठीक है. We'll have email.
Yes.
Of type again. में जाओ. Email. Okay. Save it. This is your email. Phone number is one information we'll take. Maybe चलो we'll create an address field for you so that. But anyway, do you want address? What do you think? Employee should have address or no? We'll put just state. Which state you are from. They can just put in the text value. Now we have our first table created. Okay. Now I'll create a table where we'll use lookup. You've understood most basic things. Date क्या होता है और सब क्या होता है. Choices how you can create.